Do you hate ads? I hate ads. You know what I love? Patreon.com/inkdependence, where patrons get access to a patron-only Discord, ad-free videos, and the joy of knowing they help support this channel. Hello folks, welcome to Ink Dependence. I'm Mike, and today I have a whole haul of paper that I bought from my friend Joe over at The Gentleman Stationer. I bought this stuff there, and you can too. Joe was posting about how he's probably going to be opening up a store space, which is very exciting for those in the Nashville area, and I'm super glad that he's doing well. And it reminded me, hey, there's some stuff I need. I want to go check his site. He has a bunch of different stuff over his store. Find a link in the description, and here's a URL right here. But The Gentleman Stationer has a very cool curated store, and you should go and check that out. Also, look at his blog. He does really good stuff over there. I've known Joe for a long time. Good dude. All right, so let's take a look at some paper. We're going to look at it, try it out, all that jazz. Here we go. All right, so firstly, this is something I got from Joe quite a while ago. This is the WMS&Co WMS&Co Weekly Pad, and I use this sometimes during the summers or during vacation and that sort of thing because it just gives you like a small amount of space to write your weekly stuff in. This could be to-dos, this could be appointments, this could be, I don't know, a bullet journal sort of thing, whatever you're into. However, I haven't really been happy with it this summer because I've just got too much going on. I mean, look at all these things that are scribbled on here and crossed out, and sometimes a little bit extra room, and sometimes I'm just like running out of space. So I needed a refresh on my usual weekly thing, which is this, the Write Weekly Planner. And I love this thing. So you won't find this too many places. Pretty well just Write Notepads and Gentleman Joe, I think. I'm not sure if anybody else actually sells Write Notepad stuff, but this weekly planner has been the thing I've used for the last few years, and I really haven't found anything that works nearly as well, frankly. So this gives me just undated stuff up here. So if you need to skip weeks, if you're having vacation or you just don't want to use up the pages, you're like, I don't have anything going on this week, you can. It's undated, and that's great. Gives you this action area over here, which is where I will put things like, you know, emails I need to send, or projects I need to like check in on but aren't due on a particular day or whatever, or I don't know, videos that are in progress or in process, that kind of thing. Like, all kinds of stuff goes in this actions area. The daily bits I usually use for week of, and I'll put some pithy title here, week of midterm exams, or week of absolute crazy nuthouseness, or whatever, I'm just too swamped, or week of, I don't know, relaxation or whatever, and then the month and the year. And then here I usually put the date next to the day, because then I can just kind of look at it when I'm, I don't know, typing emails like, hey, don't forget to turn that thing in on Thursday, the 16th of Shmulai, and that will be very helpful. So the rest of this space over here I use usually at the bottom for like daily things that I'm kind of like habit trackering, or things I need to check off, like, hey, take your allergy pills and medications or whatever, give fluids to your cat, clean the cat box, whatever they like weekly things you have, exercise, whatever. I kind of keep those down here, and I kind of go and check those off. Up here, I usually use this for all kinds of to-dos and appointments. Usually I'll reserve the top few rows for things that are ongoing, I don't know, tasks. Like if I need to grade papers, I'll usually have that up here, and like how many I have left, you know, of each one. Grade, third case response, 74. Grade, third case response, 73. I only graded one that day, right? That kind of thing. And then appointments, and then to-dos internet. It's kind of just a system that has really worked for me, and I burned through my last one, and so I needed a new one. So got that. These are $22. They are not the cheapest thing on the planet, but it is 60 weeks, so $22 for something that's gonna last me greater than a year. Totally worth it. This paper is very good with fountain pens, ballpoints, pencils, whatever you want to use on it, stamps, all that kind of jazz. I usually just kind of like scribble on the back page here if I need to get a pen started. Sometimes I keep a bunch of post-it notes in the back here with like different things that I need to remember. I can just like flip to the big hard cover. This is a hard, you know, chipboardy thing. And then most of the time I just sort of have it open to the beginning or the end of the week, depending on what part of the week I'm on. So anyway, super helpful. I love this thing. Write Pads is a paper that I really enjoy. Their notebooks are great. Check out Write Notepads. They're fantastic. All right, next up, I went ahead and grabbed something that I was curious about because I actually hadn't seen this before, and I've kind of been into this Rhodia memo pad box situation. This is the Memo number 11 memo box in dot. Let's see here. Yeah, this is just, I'm looking for, this is just lists of things that I need to do. But it's just like a little notepad type thing that lives on my desk. I just kind of open it up. These stickers I put on myself, of course. And, you know, it's very useful. And so I saw this one from Midori, and I love Midori. This is Midori MD paper, which is very good. Has this nice, you know, chipboard back on there. It's all glue bound on the top. It's pretty darn good. And I know this is going to be good paper because it's Midori, and especially it's the Midori MD. Also, it's 500 sheets, which is so many sheets. This is 240 sheets, so less than half. This cost $12. This, I don't actually have the price on here, but I think this is actually a little bit more than that, if I'm not mistaken. I forget what this costs. If I remember, I'll put a little note down here saying what it costs. But the Midori one was cheaper. It doesn't have a box, but to be honest, that's totally fine, right? The box is actually quickly getting in the way as the paper gets lower than the edge of the box. So we'll see how long I keep the box around. But this stuff ought to be real good. And so I tried out some of this with some pens a little while ago. Let's go ahead and write on a few more of these, just kind of for funsies. This is a full-on marker, the Zig clean color dot. Get a little bit of scribble there. This is the even bigger side. See how it does with that. We've got a Blackwing pencil. Go ahead and give it some shimmer and some other things. We'll just like fast forward this stuff for you. All right, so there you should have seen a fast forward of a whole bunch of different pens and inks and that sort of thing on here. Up at the top, Azul Frida. This is a very wet nib here with a nice wet ink. Sailor Blue Black, very much more controlled sort of ink. This marker situation, Blackwing pencils, Waringul's Path out of a broad nib, Sailor Tama Tobacco out of a big old music nib. Waringul's Call of Cthulhu is a Gold Spot exclusive, as was the pen I used here. And that's a nice sheener. We're getting some sheen off of that. Not a huge amount of sheen, but yeah, you definitely get some more sheen in the writing bit. The wet pen Rainier Blue, a beautiful sheeny blue. Wet pen Deception Pass. I'm pretty sure it's a Deception Pass. It might be Elliott Bay. I didn't check. I just wrote with it. That's a big wet double broad. Uniball 207, which is a great gel pen. The Pilot Friction, which a lot of people like, and I'm kind of getting used to. And then a ballpoint. This one's from Kara's Customs. I forget which refill this is. Let me look right quick. This is an Easy Flow 9000, so very, very common Schmidt cartridge. Of these, I think the Pilot Friction, I pressed down a little bit too hard here, and also I'm kind of writing off the paper because this is a very thick block. Like that's the one disadvantage here. It's real thick, but you can just like tear this off with no problem. It's like easy to tear off up there. Let's see if anything came through the back. Yeah, nothing. Even the marker just like barely has one little dot there. So that's extremely good performance from all these wet pens and even this big old marker. Let me see if I can make a Sharpie go through it. Yeah, Sharpie goes through a little bit, but actually, I mean, it goes through, but it didn't get on the next page. So that's impressive. That's a Sharpie. Just most things don't stop Sharpies. I don't know what they're made of, what that ink is doing, but man, it goes through most things. I mean, it went through, but didn't like go through the next page. So that's fine and expected. I'm surprised this didn't go through. That's kind of interesting. All right, cool. So is this worth $12? Yeah, probably. 500 sheets of this awesome memo pad paper from Midori MD. I'm into it. I like it. I think it comes in other forms as well. I got the grid one because I thought it looked neat, but I think it also comes in blank and lined. But yeah, I think this is really good. I'm a fan of this so far. We'll see how it holds up. Check out my second takes videos that I will post later on for how I'm using all this kind of stuff, because that's usually where I check back in on this. Okay, and lastly, let me move some of this stuff out of the way. This was something that I kind of splurged on this. I wasn't sure. I didn't know this was a thing, but these are Blackwing legal pads. I think it's called the illegal pad. Let me see. Yeah, Blackwing illegal pads. This is a set of 2. And we'll talk about price here in just a bit, because that's a weird thing. So it actually came with a pair of these, and I'm not really sure why. I suppose you could use them as backing pages if you had some very, very thin paper that you wanted to use this legal, like line down the middle kind of format with, but it's like it's an ivory bag. I'm not really sure what these are for, honestly. Maybe they're just like for show. This is just a blank piece that was between the two pads to, I don't know, I guess keep them pristine or something, which is probably a good idea given what we'll talk about vis-a-vis their cost. And then there's this back sheet here, which has the informations. Says these are 8.5 by 11. They're 80 GSM and there's 50 pages each. It is sewn, bound, and then perforated, so it only tears away when you need it to. Use it for notes, sketches, scribbles, memos, and anything else you need to get on paper. So set of two of these. Individually, they look very nice. This is a classy legal pad. I do wish it was a little bit more sturdy. Like this back piece could have been a little bit thicker, I think, to make this easier, because you hold it with just one hand, it does kind of tend to bend down. If you hold it more in the middle, it's pretty sturdy. But that's, this could have been a little bit thicker for my money. And then up at the top, you have this binding up here, which is like a faux leather. You can actually see there's a faux leather print on this side. Is one on this side? Yeah, a little bit. And it has Blackwing embossed in there. Or debossed? I don't know, smooshed into the top. It's a classy looking legal pad. So yeah, let's try out some various pens and inks on this and just kind of see how it goes. I'll fast forward this for you, but just enjoy the show for a little bit. Okay, so, I used a whole bunch of different pens on here. All of them seem to have performed very well. I don't see any feathering or spreading or any of that sort of thing going on. I see some sheen on the Cthulhu where I'm expecting it. Not a huge amount, but definitely some sheen. Especially like in the L and stuff. I think the off-white color is eating the sheen a little bit, but it's there. The shimmer, of course, from Path is undeniable. The Blackwing pencil predictably looks great and felt good. The wet pen inks were really nice. The Zig marker, no problem. Friction, I think, did pretty well. Erased nicely. The Uniball 207, that's actually the bold one. It's a really big tip on that thing. Look at that chonker. But that wrote just fine. The Easy Flow 9000 was okay. I think it could have been a little better. Maybe the paper's a little smooth for it. Let's see if anything came through the backside. Yeah, nothing. Wait, what's this one? Is that Path? Huh. Interestingly, it looks like one little dot from Wearing Gold Path came through, but that's kind of it. Let's give it a little swipe with a Sharpie. I'm sure a Sharpie will go through this, right? Yeah, Sharpie went through, but actually not much. It went through less on here than it did on the Midori pad, which is interesting. Wasn't really expecting that. Actually, let me grab a highlighter real quick. Seems like a thing you would do on a notepad like this. This is a Zebra Mogini line from Just Fit. I really like these. These are good highlighters. Yeah, nothing at all. No problems at all. So yeah, this is interesting. I like the way this paper feels. I have a couple of issues to talk about with it though. One is that it's not ruled on the back. There's nothing on the back here, which might be really good if you like a blank page. I would rather it was ruled on both sides. I think that I'm not sure why it's not, honestly. Maybe they figure that people using a legal pad are only going to use one side of the paper, and then you just like fold it over the top and like keep going. And that's probably true for most folks, but I don't know. I kind of would like to see it ruled on the back. I don't know, maybe. And the other thing is the cost. So for two of these, that's these two things, 50 sheets each, right? Yeah, 50 pages. So for 100 pages of this, this is $20 for the set. So that is quite expensive. That's $10 a pad. That's 20 cents a sheet, which is, I think, pretty expensive. It's like twice as expensive as most other stuff that I can think of easily. This is pretty pricey paper. On the other hand, it is in a really classily bound up system here. I think it's really nice. I wrote on another page. Let me grab that. That was this one that I was testing out on a live stream. And you can see there's the perforations there from where I tore it out. Tears out pretty cleanly, although not casually. You're not going to like accidentally tear this paper out. What is this that bled through a little bit here? Azul Frito came through a little bit, but like just a couple of dots, no big deal at all. But yeah, 20 cents a page. It's pricey, so it's classy, and it seems like the sort of thing that you would take into a courtroom or something kind of formal. But at 20 cents a page, I'm not gonna like doodle on this, I don't think, because that's kind of expensive. But you know, it performs really well. It's a good paper. You can't complain about that. So yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think about this Blackwing paper down below. Like, would you have qualms about using a 20-cent sheet of paper to just like, I don't know, write some notes or like a list of, I don't know what you'd put on a legal pad like this. I would write like reading notes. And so this will be fine for me. I don't mind that. I like paper that works well and will last. Oh, maybe this is for the back. Hold on a sec. What if I put this over here and look at the back? Can I see through it? I can. Yeah, maybe this could act as a guide sheet, but that is so faint. Nah, not really. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'll use it for class notes and that sort of thing, and that'll be no problem. But like, I wouldn't put my grocery list on this and then tear it out and go to the grocery store. That seems like a waste of 20 cents. I don't know, especially when I could just use one of these. This is 500 sheets, and they are, of course, a lot smaller, but this was $12. So many sheet of paper. One, two, I don't know, maybe five of these per sheet of this, so 100 sheets, so I don't know, half as many, twice as many pages, I guess was what we would get, like roughly. I don't know, it's weird. It's kind of a weird thing, the pricing here, but I am overall very happy with it, and I like that I'm able to use Patreon funds to test out stuff like this for you. I'm not going to continue using this stuff, and I'll let you know how it goes in like second takes videos and that kind of thing, but go see the Gentleman Stationer right there. There's all his informations right there. gentlemanstationer.com, at the Gentleman Stationer on the socials. And thanks for your support. Yeah, of course, Joe. Anytime, man. He has really cool stuff in his shop. Go see the inks and pens and like all kinds of cool stuff that Joe has in his shop at the Gentleman Stationer. And you'll see me in another video soon. Until then, peace out.